Thank you for staying with us. This week, President Bola Tinubu described the accidental bombing of locals in the Tunubiri community of Kaduna State by the Nigerian Army as very unfortunate, disturbing and painful. This was as he sympathized with the families of the victims, the people and the government of Kaduna State. Tinubu's grief was conveyed in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngalale, titled "President Tinubu condoles with Kaduna State government, families of victims of a bombing mishap." Also, as regards the unfortunate incident, the Arawa Consultative Forum, ASAF, and Sultan of Sokoto have called for an immediate probe. A military drone attack had killed over 80 people in Tunubiri of Igabi local government area of Kaduna State. Now, joining me to discuss this is none other but my very, very fantastic friend, Justice. That name escapes me. OG, no, fantastic. It's good to have you on the show. Now,
it's a pleasure.
Fantastic. Now, all right, I might be very swift to quickly, connect with my Zoom guest, as I've been told already. With my Zoom guest right here is none other but a very, very foremost individual. And he is really standing by to give us some very insight into this. Joining me to discuss this, Aminu Kago, Lawyer Secretary, Nigeria Bar Association, Benin Kebbi Branch. Aminu, good to have you on the show this evening.
My pleasure.
All right, now, President Tinubu has ordered a full probe of this disaster, but what really could have caused the catastrophe from your point of view? Because we understand that there was a bit of miscommunication with the situation that actually ensued at that particular spot. But from what you have assessed so far over the week and all the stories that have been making around, what have you come up with? What's your submission on this in its entirety?
Well, first of all, my submission is it is indeed painful, as pointed out by Mr. President. However, the issue is also disappointing for the nation, going by some of the recent developments of similar kinds, which are not very far in our memories. So what I would say, as we mirror from the views of people on the street, is that this issue, and in law, there is a responsibility that is attached, duty of care, to even personnel that handle rifles, not to talk about bombs, which are categorized as destructive devices, which all the times cause major destruction. So I will lend my voice to what the Arawa Consultative Forum is saying, and also the Sultan of Sokoto, that there should be a probe. And this probe should be which the personnel at least should be, there should be a sanction, because loss of over 85 lives, whatever mistake is, that is one that needs to be taken care of. So whoever is at the fault end should receive some sanction at least. But this said, I would also commend the Nigerian Army, because this is one of the maybe very first times we saw an institution in this country coming out to immediately honor and take the responsibility of committing such a mistakes. So this is, in a nutshell, what I would say, because the issue of Mutunji and Sadao Zamfara is not far in our mind. The also Nasarawa State's quarterly issue is not very far in our mind, which was also an airstrike. And furthermore, I would advise that Nigerians really want to see a synergy from the Nigerian armed forces. Because when this incident occurred, the first thing that I heard in the House of broadcast was that the NAF has distanced itself from the bombing. Then immediately the Nigerian army came and on it. The ordinary people are not abreast with the nuances in the Nigerian Air Force. All they see them as one. So we think that there should be a very good synergy, that we should not be having these two different districts, because this thing, they wither down the confidence, the confidence that the citizenry would have for such institutions. So this is the much I would say for now.
Okay.
Maybe later if...
All right. With what has happened so far, the army has shown empathy to a very large extreme. And they vowed never to allow this happen again. But then, what should be done to restore confidence after this costly mistake?
I would say what will go there to restore the confidence is, first of all, I know the federal government have undertaken to rebuild the town completely with a hospital and what have you, but all the same, those lives that are lost deserve to be compensated. And I know also the Kaduna state have come in and give assurances of that compensation. So I also think that this compensation will go a long way. But that said, the report that will come out of this investigation, some people have to take responsibility. It is a drone attack. It is a drone attack. So when you look at it, these drones, they can be armored and they could be for reconnaissance. Now, before anyone can think of using a lethal weapon on a drone, one will believe that there must be a reconnaissance, first of all, before such bombs were dropped. So I believe at the end of the day, this is a mistake that some people have to pay for it. No doubt about it. I think that will request confidence, because even in the military, anyone will think twice before using such weapons, and their role of engagements, I know they will hold to them dearly if sanctions are meted to anyone who is at fault in this circumstance. I think that is not demanding too much for the lives that were lost.
All right, I mean, from what you have outlined so far, it's very obvious and clear you have detailed a few issues that should be tackled. But is there ever going to be an end in the war against banditry and Boko Haram insurgents? Because the more we think about it, the more worried we get. It seems like it's getting complex every time. And from your point of view, do you see us getting out of this anytime soon?
I'm an optimistic person.
Okay.
And no matter how long the night, I believe we will have a day. So I think it is difficult indeed. It is difficult indeed. But for me, I see that I believe it can be won over. But really, it's not just a military issue. And I think there must be a good intelligence. The intelligence should be very strong. And also, I think when the public have that confidence, I believe we can win them over. I want to bring a situation. I know the military are facing a great situation because this Maulid program you are talking about is a religious gathering, but it is known to all that one notorious bandit called Turji of Sokoto have at one point organized such an event. But the issue is that at that moment, when he organized that event, even the chief of that village, he is the one that enthroned him after dethroning the lawful. So at times you find that our people have no choice but to be subjected to the authority of such bandits. In such cases, even if we follow the bandits, there's no way a carpet bombing can solve that situation. I know it's not an easy task for the military,
right,
but for the best of the military to come out, it has to have the confidence of the citizen, because the vital information should be coming from the citizen. Thank you.
All right, thank you very kindly for your contribution on the show this evening. We really appreciate your presence and your time. Hopefully we would reach out to you some other time when we want to actually get your views on certain issues bordering on the nation. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.